So you mentioned when you were younger that you had a conversation with your dad that changed you. Like, what really happened? I never really understood.
Well, I just had gotten in trouble in school at the age of 8. My dad had just picked me up, and he was furious. Like, this is the maddest I've ever seen my dad before. And then on the way home, before pulling over to the side of the road, just getting ready to just slap me, he just turned to me and said, "Emmanuel, why did you do what you did?" Before I could even think of something, I realized that I couldn't give him an answer for what I've done. So then he told me, a smart man thinks about what he does, but an even smarter man thinks about the outcome of their actions.
Whew.
And that just stuck with me since.
You know, it's interesting that you say that because your inspiration by your father came by way of speaking. With my father, you know, it is just his mere presence alone and me being able to see what he does as a man that helps me become a better man. And I feel like that's just the role of a father as a whole, is just to make us better men coming up.
And as you said as well, like, my father, he's not as in the house as much as well. And my mom, when she's just there, she's doing everything she can. She's just putting in. But also the work my father's doing outside of the house as well. He's making sure we're set. He's making sure we ain't gonna be stumbling no time soon. He's making sure that my mom can have the food to cook in the house that we do as well. So we gotta appreciate our fathers as well.
That's a real man.
Yeah.
Some people, they don't realize that without a father, I don't know how you could really
You really can't.
It's off balance.
They're just equally important as our mom.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, let me tell y'all something. Every night, I would always eat the same type of food. Pandedian, farina, rice and stew, bread and soup. You know, the same usual things that you know what
That's the good, man. The good.
We already know. But yeah, the same type of food I would eat every single night. So one night, I'm eating probably rice and soup or, you know, pandedian. And I'm just complaining that I'm eating the same type of food every single night. And my dad hears me and he comes to me. Tell me, this is not a restaurant. You eat what is given to you. If you don't like it, go drink water. If not, you better go to sleep.
Cause that's the usual, man.
Yeah, for real, but it just made me realize a whole bunch of things. As I got older, it made me think about what he said. It made me realize that not a lot of people have food.
And it's crazy that you say that, because like when we go out on the street, we see things like homeless people who have nothing to eat,
that's what I'm saying.
who would enjoy that pounded yam if they had the opportunity.
They should try it. They better eat it.
They will love it also.
We just don't appreciate y'all enough.
Yeah.
Like, mothers do what they do, but fathers do what they do.
Hey, pops.
So I just want to rep it out to all the fathers at Jesus' house. Y'all respect it, and y'all appreciate
Mr. Ade Tokumbo, Ade Poju, I love you.
Mr. Sheson Oludayo, my manchi, burukekeke. That's my man. Happy Father's Day to all the men in Jesus' house. We really appreciate
We
you.
appreciate you. We love how you dress. We love your attitude.
Looking sweet and fancy all the time.
But it's for a reason, so thank you.
Hello, Jesus House DC. I'm Anna Oka. Today is Father's Day, and joining us today is one of the coolest, hippest, lit dads in Jesus House DC. Tell us who you are and why you're here.
All right. Good evening. Happy Father's Day. My name is Yele Adewale. I'm here because I'm a dad of many, many children. Glad to be here.
Awesome. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Rhamp TV starts in 3, 2, 1. Now, when I think about the Olympics, I remember my dad always cheering for Nigeria secretly, of course, and the rest of us were counting medals for the U.S. Yes. Tell us about your favorite Olympic moment.
I remember very well Ben Johnson, Carl Lewis race many, many years ago. And also I remember I was in Atlanta when Nigeria got to the finals of the Olympic Cup in 80 something. I don't remember, but I was there. They even saw me on TV back in Nigeria waving a flag. I went crazy. So those were a pretty good moment, of watching the Olympics,
Nice. Well, speaking of Olympics, I hear that you used to be an avid competitor at the Jesus House DC Olympics. Tell us what sports were you involved in back in your heyday?
Track and field. I used to run like crazy. I was a good runner in my mind. Also, I was Tiger Woods on the golf course in my mind. A lot of things happen in my mind now, but remember now. But I really like sports. I really want people to take part in that Jesus House Olympics. It's a great opportunity for the family to mix together. It's opportunity for you, you know, most dads think they're the best, but, you know, it's time for you to come out and just run against your kids. My kids used to beat me all the time, but I always try to cheat them, but, you know, hey, it's one of those things. When they got older, it was more difficult to cheat. But,
Nice.
yeah.
I would encourage everybody, be a part of the Jesus House Olympics. You heard it here, track and field, swimming, basketball, and a little bit of everything in between. We can't wait to hear from you. Okay, ladies, I have something to tell you. The Ultimate Woman Conference by Jesus Women takes place July 7th and the 8th, and there's gonna be a special guest, Her Excellency Mrs. Dolapo Osibanjo. We wanna encourage every woman, yes, the Vice President's wife, to come out. It's going to be lit. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we'll be celebrating 20 years of Jesus Women. Okay, so we're at Father's Day.
Yeah.
I know you have 4 amazing children, 3 boys and 1 girl. I want you to share with us, what is your favorite parent moment with your children?
Well, the one I remember the most is the one when I switched the phones. We had just gotten them all 4 phones. And everybody was happy with the phones. And then the first 2 were not talking to each other. So we switched the phones, and one of the guys had a pink phone.
Oh.
And he wasn't happy at all.
I'm
And
sure
then the
he
last 2 were fighting over stealing my friends because they have the other guy's phone. So it was very funny. I didn't laugh at that time, but behind, I was just laughing my head off. It was really funny.
That sounds really hilarious. Speaking of children, it's going to be the Children's Takeover Service next Sunday, first service. We really want to encourage every parent, come out to the first service, support your children for Children's Takeover Sunday.
Hello, folks. It's summertime, and you know what that means. Children can't stay home. No. You got to bring them to the Jesus House DC Summer Fun Enrichment Camp. For several weeks, they're going to teach your children STEM. They're going to teach them languages, different Nigerian languages. They're going to teach them how to cook. I'm sure you are not teaching them how to cook, so let them come and learn something productive. So at the end of summer, they have some skill set. What do you think?
I think that is amazing. You heard it here first. Bring your children to the summer enrichment camp so they can cook for you. For more details, please look at the screen. Now, to just change the subject to something more serious, over the last few weeks, there's been seeming more awareness about suicide in the U.S. Most people are worried about it. What are your thoughts about this issue?
Suicide is a very important subject, which unfortunately has been brought to the forefront because of the 2 important figures that committed suicide in the last few weeks. But it is more prevalent in our society than we really accept. We really need to understand that teenagers, especially fall prey, they're in this category that you have to be very careful with. Because when somebody tends to feel that they're not needed, or they're always constantly doing the wrong things because their parents or the family thinks that they're no good, there's tendency for them to feel that if they remove themselves from the subject or from the environment, there's no need for them, and that is not good. So please, parents, it's time for you to relax, take it easy. Even if a child doesn't do well, it's not the end of the world. There's always a second chance. God gives us second and third chances. It's okay. It doesn't mean the child is not going to do well in life. Sometimes failure is one of the best teachers that we can have. So it's okay. So don't get too hard on your children or your family. Look out for each other. Look out for the signs. When somebody starts to keep quiet, then it's time for you to ask what is going on. Don't give up on anybody.
I completely agree. And so my encouragement to everyone is, if you have any of the signs or symptoms that are on the screen, or you know someone who does, please, we encourage you, call the hotline on the screen. Daughters of Promise Ministry is the singles mothers ministry in Jesus House DC. It strives to provide spiritual, emotional, and professional support for women.
This group is designed for single mothers to share their experiences amongst each other and spiritually connect with fellow moms who understand the trials and the tribulations of motherhood.
Now, we want to encourage every single mother. Please come out to the breakfast meeting that will be happening on Saturday, June the 23rd at 10 a.m. at the Enoch Adebayo Hall. We can't wait to see you. So today's Father's Day, and I've been thinking for weeks about what to get my dad. I've just been brainstorming through my head, and I gotta ask you, what did you get for Father's Day?
Don't think too far. Here you go. I got my early Father's Day gift. You don't know what it is? You don't belong in Joseph. You don't know what this is. Come on, guys. This is the famous Nigerian jersey. 3 million sold in 10 minutes. Guys, come on, go grab yours if you can. Don't hate. This is my Father's Day gift. Talking about Father's Day, it's World Cup. Started a few days ago, guys. You got to get on your TV and watch your teams. Hopefully, your team will do as well as my team will do. What do you think, Ona?
We'll see. Well, we really appreciate you being here today. It's been a blast. It's almost been as great as having my dad on set. We really appreciate you. Happy Father's Day, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers in the house.
Yeah. Happy Father's Day.
I lost my dad 16 years ago. That is a long time, but I'm not old. I'm still young. But yeah, I lost my dad 16 years ago. It was quite sad. It was not an easy time for me, to be honest. I remember so many things about him. He was always the life of the party. All his friends always wanted him to be around. He had stories for days. I remember he taught me how to play soccer, football, and he was a defender when he was growing up, according to him. But he did teach me how to play soccer, and because of that, I was also the captain of the defense team on my, in school. That's number 5, last man. I remember so many things about him. I remember how stern he was in business, extremely focused. He was a serial entrepreneur. He had so many other businesses. One of the businesses I run right now in Nigeria, a fire protection company. So if you need me, call me. But aside from that, though, growing up without a father was quite challenging, and I think one of the things that my mom and my sisters helped me do, by the way, I'm the last born and the only son. I have 5 sisters ahead of me. One of the things they were able to do to help me fill that void was to pretty much introduce me to some of their friends, their male friends, and my mom to her brothers, so my uncles. And that was good. It was really good for me because I could look up to people, older guys in my family and amongst my sister's friends, to basically teach me how to be a man. Another thing they did, which was very important for me, is they introduced me to Christianity and just helped me and encouraged me to become a born-again Christian, which I found a good father in God. I also found a good father in my pastor, Pastor Gandhi. I have a lot of mentors in Jesus House DC who has helped me along the way, not just in business, but in every aspect of my life. Pastor Wale Piwa also helped me greatly. He's one of my biggest mentors also. And so yeah, that was one of the voids that they filled. And now that I'm much older, I'm pretty much like their own father. So I'm sure they're going to give me a Father's Day present. I'm just messing around. But I'm pretty much like their father. I walked 3 of my sisters down the aisle. And that was, I felt like I was filling my own father's shoes, aside from just walking them down the aisle. Like when it comes to family matters with extended family, most times I'm the one that basically mediates those discussions and basically helps in that aspect. So I would say my advice to soon-to-be fathers already, is just to spend more time with your family. Time is really precious. It's a gift that was given to God. So spend more time with family, and that will help them remember things even when you're gone. I think it's also just to be the role model that you want them to be the example you want them to be in whatever aspect of your life. I also would love to spend time with my children when I do have children. So happy Father's Day, Jesus House.